So we'll go ahead and register a case. Now in CTC, you do two things when it comes to registering an exam. You register the patient in the event that the patient comes in for follow-ups, and then you register the exam information as well. So once signed into the portal, you go to CTC Registry, and then under Data Collection, Register New Case, and then you'll receive confirmation that you're registering a patient information for the particular site that you're under. This message is here to click OK. In the event that you did have other facilities that are registered for CTC, that would be the main reason for that it would be applicable. The case registration date would be today. And you go ahead and put in one of two different identifiers. You can put in either the patient SSN or the other identification. And if you click on these question boxes, they go into explanations for each of those. And as you see, clinic number, medical reference number, or any identification that uniquely identifies the patient. This is something that you can create on your own, or a lot of facilities tend to use the MRN. So we'll go ahead and use that for the example. And then we'll put in first name, last name. And then old Medicare beneficiary ID and new Medicare beneficiary ID is another identifier that you can use as well. And you'll see the differences for each. And then date of birth, we'll go ahead and put in here. Education level, if you have it. You certainly don't have to put in these. As you can see, the asterisked fields are the ones that are required. COVID vaccine information that we also collect as well, and the date of exam. And then because you're logged in as yourself, it'll say the name of person submitting this form is yourself. And then you'll go ahead and if you're in progress with it and you want to go ahead and save it and then go back to it, then you can go ahead and hit save. If you've entered in the information that you need, then you can go ahead and click submit. So we've registered the patient. So now we can go ahead and put in the exam form information. And you can either click here, or you can go ahead and go into case registration forms and locate the patient, and then go ahead and put in the exam form information for, we'll presume that we'll have all the information here, so we'll go ahead and put in the exam form information. So this has already populated the exam date, the registry case number, and that's something that we assign, and facility ID there. So we'll go down to CTC exam and put in what type of exam that you're doing. And then the interpreting physician is under a drop-down field. When you do register for the CTC registry, you do have to register the physicians. That's simply a process of putting in their information and their MPI in a separate part of the portal that's covered. And we'll assume that they're already here. So with that drop-down, that goes ahead and proceeds forward. Did technique meet the ACR guidelines is the next portion. So, and that's kind of contingent on the next question here. Whether or not they're referred from an incomplete colonoscopy, the CTDI volume, supine, prone, and decubitus image acquisitions, and then any post-examination and adverse events. And E-score and C-scores. And again, because we were the ones that registered the patient and we've moved forward and we are signed in, our name is here. So we'll go ahead and try to submit it. And as you see, we didn't answer yes or no here. And when you get any sort of rejections when it comes to putting in the required information, then that's also appears at the bottom as well. So did technique meet the required guidelines? And then you can go ahead and click submit. And you see the exam form is submitted successfully. And if you click on exam forms, and you can click on registration date. And then as you see here, this is the exam that we put in, who was submitted by, exam date or submission date, and the history of the form within the registry. And as you see, that'll show the initial submission. If there's any modifications, then that's included in there as well. And then if you did want to go ahead and cancel the form, you can do that as well. And if you click on the case number, that'll show us the information that we put in. If we do need to change it, then we'll go ahead and make those changes. And as you see, when you make any sort of modification, you do have to include the reasons why. So that's been submitted or saved successfully. And if you click on the history, you'll see the reason why that was included there. And under case registration forms, you see the other types as well. And that is how you enter in a new patient and exam within the CTC registry manually. And we'll go into the file upload process momentarily.